Don't give a frick about my life. Consider joining the army. Get to take out murderous rage without going to prison. When I die to a Russian airstrike, it will be viewed as an honorable sacrifice, unlike hanging myself. Parents will have a reason to be proud of me instead of ashamed for once. Maybe finally feel a connection with someone through shared trauma instead of being ostracized autistic loser. I already want to off myself. This is probably the most socially acceptable way to do it. Only listens to music like Lil Thug on Spotify. Doesn't know a single song made before 2000. Signs up for endless subscription services. Doesn't know how piracy works. Only plays popular games that are just glorified skin shops. Has never had sex. Has the personality of a rock. Grew up watching fetish porn. Never been out in the real world. All the women are massive thoughts. Goes to an event and spends the whole time on their phone. My son is a white, blue-eyed man, and his life is ruined because of our feminist justice system. He was partying with his fraternity brothers and apparently bought lean for a girl because she said she wanted to frick him. After getting high, she refused, and he kept asking her until she agreed. She says it was grape because she doesn't even remember it, even though he was drunk and on lean, too. They even banged again in the morning when she was fully conscious, but apparently she still considered it grape the first time, so he's going to prison. 7 years because the girl regretted it, and he's my only son. My life is trash. Nike ad morbidly obese black woman with terrible form pretending to do deadlifts. Calvin Klein ad morbidly obese black woman pretending every bone in her body isn't trembling while doing yoga. Amazon ad morbidly obese black woman with glasses pretending to code ambiguous software. Who are these even for? And don't tell me it's morbidly obese black chicks, because there's no way in hell they're seeing these ads and going, "Yeah, you're slaying it, sister." Large black women are some of the most judgmental, self-absorbed, and mean-spirited people on the planet, and I can't for the life of me imagine why they're portrayed as these genius-level, fitness-conscious tech gurus in commercials disproportionately. I swear it has to just be for out-of-touch, ultra-liberal white dudes to go, about like it's their black church, because I can't for the life of me imagine why else this is happening so frequently. Pick tangentially related. Femoid 20 here, just sharing a funny story. Me and my brother, 22, recently moved into an apartment together. My brother has constant nightmares and can't sleep properly alone. He usually comes into my bed and I comfort him in the middle of the night. I suggested we move into an apartment with one large bed instead of two, but no, he insists on having two regular beds. A few hours ago, I was snoozing when I felt him crawl into my bed again, shaking. I had to comfort him for the rest of the night. It could have been fixed if he just accepted the large bed. Why is he like this? Does he not like me? 2-year-old son chokes on bread, spits it out, refuses to eat anymore. Have to give him meal replacement bottles instead because he won't eat now. Wife insists on taking him to a feeding therapist. Insurance covers it, okay? Feeding therapist says speech delay, sensory issues, autistic, other issues, needs lots of therapy and more therapists and a nutrition specialist. Son starts refusing baths. Wife talks to therapist. Yes, very common with children with sensory issues, needs more therapy. I take over one bath time. Discover wife had the water too cold. Warmer water, kid likes baths again. Randomly, the kid starts talking more in the space of a month, going from way behind on vocab to slightly ahead. Wife insists we mustn't force the kid to eat. That would set therapy back. After a year of therapy and eating only meal replacement drinks, I'm tired of it and just sit with my son and a plate of food. Every time my son picks up a toy, I take it from him and tell him he can have it back if he eats a little. This takes 30 minutes. Wife is screaming at me, crying, throwing a fit. Son is mad. After a while, the son just starts eating to get his toys back. Now the son eats normally, speaks normally, takes baths normally. All the things the therapist said he was sensory avoidant of are just made up. Anyone else have experience with doctors or therapists like this? Seems like they have no idea what they are doing. I only partially blame the doctors because I'm sure my wife was lying to them about my son's issues and symptoms. But still, they had over a year to fix issues that didn't even really exist. What the hell is going on?